right. Hi, everybody.
Hey, all right. Hey, listen, we want to welcome everybody to tonight's Ustream, and this is family time, and so here's what we're going to...
Team time.
Team time, I'm sorry.
But you're our family.
Sorry about that.
We love it.
Karen and Andy Edwards here in Houston, Texas, and again, we want to welcome you guys. Tonight is going to be, this is probably one of the most important conversations that you're ever going to have with your AdvoCare business, and it's going to be some great training tonight. So we want to welcome you guys and congratulate y'all for hopping on.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say also, let me go ahead and give you the phone number now. You want a journal and a pen for what you're going to hear tonight, to take down some notes. The format again for tonight, there's two things. The format for tonight is the same as they have been. 30 minutes of training and then 30 minutes of Q&A. And the phone number for the Q&A section is 281-844-4591. And again, it's 281-844-4591. That's the number for the Q&A section. And also the second thing is, and I forgot what the second thing I was going to say is, but the second thing I was going to say is...
Two more since Success School. Two more.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. That there's only going to be two more of these before our National Success School in Dallas at Cowboy Stadium. So,
all right, guys. So first of all, I'm laughing my head off because this is team time, and we made a decision early on that we were going to meet with you every single Sunday night and commit our time to meet with you, but we also knew that we were just going to have fun with it. We were going to pick some topics. We were going to train those of you that were serious about your business and wanted to hop on. We're always prepared. We have topics, but it's casual. Could you see that by just where we're going? So anyway, this is just, it just makes me laugh. It's so much fun. But we're glad you're here. And if you're new, that's why I said that, because we always want the newest person to know that, in AdvoCare, we do professional meetings on the stage, and every time you put someone in front of us, it's going to be professional. But this is team time. It's as if everybody on our team just came in our living room and we were training you up. So that's fun. Andy and I have fun with this business, and we're going to have fun tonight. Okay, so the word for the night, before we even tell you what training is tonight, Andy, you want to just...
It's freedom. Yeah, the word for tonight is freedom, and definitely write that down, because freedom, it means something different to everybody. Mm-hmm. And for Karen and I, freedom was the ability to stay home and build our own business from home. Is that our AdvoCare business? But for some people, it's different things. For some people, it's going to be freedom from debt, and AdvoCare absolutely has a plan to help you with that. And for some people, it's going to be freedom to get a mom home so that they can she can take care of her kids and to get daycare completely out of their life. For some people, it's going to be different things for everybody. But freedom from debt is a huge thing, but it's going to be different for everybody. And so, what does freedom mean to you? And that's one of the things that's going to be the topic, not the topic for tonight, but that's going to be a very underlying current for tonight is obtaining freedom for your family.
Right, and for those of you that were on the Ustream last week, we want to congratulate those of you who took that training from last week and did the things that we really encouraged you strongly to do. One of them was to write down the top 10 things that you want AdvoCare to provide for you. And so obviously that has to do with freedom, the things that you're hoping for, desiring, and working towards in AdvoCare. And for those of you who wrote, I will not quit, and signed it. So we were thinking about that last week, along with one of the questions that we got. We wanted to just keep moving forward with the same theme, basically. We were actually at a BizOp this week, and one of the distributors that we were talking to actually showed me his list and showed me that he put I will not quit and signed it, and he sent that to his diamond distributor, Mark Coffey, but I got to see it was a blessing. And I know some of you have done the same thing, sent that to your leaders. If you haven't yet, I really want you to think about that, because the only way to get to the freedom you want in AdvoCare is to know what that looks like for you. Just like Andy said, you can't adopt somebody else's hopes and desires. You have to decide what that is for you. Okay, so here's what I want to do tonight. I wrote some things down here. the old teacher in me got all excited because I got to use the whiteboard, for a moment. I didn't have to do the whiteboard like I did at my job. I chose to, so that was fun. But I want to talk about 3 concepts tonight, okay? One is a hobby business versus being a business builder, or a hobby business versus a business. The second, I want to talk about stuck versus freedom, and the third, doubt versus belief, okay? So I'm going to jump right into it. And here's what I want you to do right now as you're listening to this. Some of you are brand new, or you haven't thought about this stuff. So this is specifically a training to help move you from one place to the next place. Okay, so it's to help you get over whatever hump you're in, and get to the next level in your business. But also, what I am trying to help you do is learn what this stuff means, so that as you set up a new distributor, in other words, you get someone who says yes to you, you're able to help them by articulating these concepts, by actually having these conversations with them. So it's not just about me teaching you right now, it's about you teaching the next person, or you getting a distributor who maybe has been in the business a year or 2 years, and you're able to help them out of where they are into the next level, because you focus on helping them define this for themselves, okay? So hobby versus business. You will always hear Andy and I talk about this when we're sharing Advocare. Isn't it so much fun? We're just, poor Andy, I get to start chatting away, and he just gets to sit there and look good. He looks good, doesn't he? He's turning 54 tomorrow, you guys. Birthday tomorrow. So, no, I really had this stuff on my heart. So hobby versus business. We talk about that every time we talk about Advocare. We show the 4 relationships. But one of the things that I like to do is I like to define the activity and the mindset. Write those things down. Activity and mindset of a hobby distributor versus a business builder. And the reason I like to do that is because if you tell somebody up front that a hobby distributor is a great place for some people to be in Advocare. People that are hobby distributors have a certain mindset, okay? They have a mindset of earning part-time income, okay? So they can earn a couple $100 to maybe $1,000 a month with part-time effort. Okay, now here's the thing. I always let people know hobby distributors get to the 40% level, the advisor level, but their goal is to earn a couple $100 to $1,000 a month. And the way they do that is they get very excited about our products, and they share our products with others. They share our products and our discounts with others. They even get people to advisor, they get people enrolled, but it's typically to show them how to save money on products. Okay? We also talk about a hobby distributor as somebody who does Advocare when it's convenient for them. They tend to tell people about products if they ask about it, or they very systematically try to sell products. Okay? So that's a hobby distributor. And if I define that for somebody, now they know that that's the activity and the mindset of somebody who's going to earn hobby income. Okay? And then there's one more thing you can attach to that. You can say up front, a hobby distributor typically only earns income the first 2 ways we get paid, which are both commissions when you share products with people. Okay? So that's what a hobby distributor is. Now, a business builder, on the other hand, and then these are the definitions, these are the activities, these are the mindsets of a business builder. A business builder also gets to the advisor level, also gets to the 40% discount level, also wants to earn income with Advocare on a part-time basis, but they want to earn more than part-time income. They want to earn full-time income, but they want to build it with this Advocare part-time business, okay? And the difference in their activity, there's multiple things that are different. One is that they match their life calendar with their Advocare calendar. It all goes together, okay? So there's a priority that's placed on the Advocare meetings and the Advocare trainings and the Advocare success schools and all of the events, because they know they're important to get them where they want to go. So they have Advocare as part of their life calendar, not just when it fits into life conveniently, okay? So you can lay that up front with somebody, and it helps them understand what it's going to take to build a business. They also talk about Advocare, the company. So a business builder is excited, we're excited about products. We talk about products and we talk about saving money on products, but a business builder also presents the company Advocare, the hope of a better future, the hope of freedom. As a matter of fact, some of the things that Andy was talking about with freedom, a business builder draws that out of people and immediately starts to let them know that Advocare can be their answer for that freedom. So they talk about and present the business of Advocare. Okay, so those are the differences. Now the other difference is, and it's a big, big difference, is that a business builder follows Advocare's system of success. Okay, they follow our system of success. They ask, what do I do next? And they learn how we effectively share Advocare in this business. A hobby distributor kind of just goes and does it their own way. Okay, they might sell product by posting stuff on Facebook, and they could get in trouble for that actually, but they do it because it's an easy way for them to get some product out there. Things like that. They just kind of go along life and think of ways to sell products. Business builders follow our success system, share everything. Okay.
Well, and I'll add this. The reason it's important for us to know the difference between the two is because people a lot of times will tell us that they want to build a business and they come into Advocare and what they actually do is they just do a part-time thing. Mm-hmm. And we need to be able to recognize that, because if it's not, it can be frustrating for somebody. It can be frustrating for them because they may actually think that they're doing the business. So it's what it is. It's our job to explain to them the difference in the two really up front, and to be able to say, John, you said that you wanted to build a business, but the reason that you're frustrated, if they have frustrations, the reason that you're frustrated is because you're actually doing the activities of a part-time hobbyist, mm-hmm. a part-time hobby distributor, and it's okay. But what you really want to make sure is that you can recognize the difference in the activities of those two individuals.
Exactly. Okay, so we're just going to keep moving on to these, and these are all going to tie together. The next thing I want to talk about is stuck versus freedom. And basically the only thing I really want to say at this moment about that is I defined it myself, but basically the way I look at it, when somebody feels very stuck in life in any way at all, it's basically that financially their circumstances are what dictates the choices they get to make. Okay, so when I meet people day in and day out that really feel as if they need change with Advocare and they're stuck in life, it's because financially something's going on where that's every circumstance that happens to them, that's how they make their choices because of what finances they have, okay, or time. So that's stuck. Freedom, on the other hand, just like Andy said, freedom's different for everybody, but when you have financial freedom, you can make choices in life. You can decide yourself what you want to do. Sometimes you can have complete financial freedom and still stay at a job because you choose to, okay? But you have the choice. And so I want you to think about that. Anything to say about that? Okay. And then the third is doubt versus belief. Doubt versus belief. And what I want to just plant in your mind right now is in anything, whether it's with our products, whether it's with our business, whether it's with yourself, whether it's with, no matter what doubt you're having or living with, doubt holds you back. Okay, doubt holds you back. Belief moves you forward. Okay, doubt holds you back, belief moves you forward. So I want to start the training right now by first, and again, remember I told you I wanted you to take all of this and use it to help other people forever. Now with the distributors you have on your mind that you can think, I could have a conversation with them right now about, what I see, their hobby versus business builder mindset. You're going to think of things that you can help someone else with. But right now I want you to define your own reality, okay? I want you to define your own reality. No matter what you have been saying or thinking you are, I want you to think about how I listed the activity and the mindsets of a hobbyist versus a business builder. And I want you to ask yourself, am I a hobby distributor or am I a business builder? Okay? And remember, just like Andy said, either is okay. We love everybody in Advocare, and we really mean that. It's so true. But if you're doing the activity of a hobbyist, most likely you're earning somewhere between a couple of $100 and maybe $1,000 a month. If you're sitting there thinking you're a business builder and still earning $600 or $700 a month, it might be because you're really doing hobby activity, and you can make the switch today if you wanted to. So that's where the frustration goes away. So are you a business builder or a hobbyist? My second question is, are you free or are you still stuck? Okay, are you free to make the choices you want in life, or are you still stuck? Meaning the choices are typically dictated by your financial circumstances. And if you are still stuck, and I'm assuming that if you're newer in the business, you might still be stuck. I mean, we're sitting here with Freedom because we're at the platinum level, and we've built this thing, and we've done what it takes, just like you're going to do what it takes to get unstuck. But if you are still stuck, one of the things we want you to think about is how important it is to do the activity of a business builder so that you can get unstuck and you can get freedom. Okay? Anything to add to any of that? I know we're...
Well, here's the thing. If you're in the mindset of a hobby distributor, then you're going to be speaking as a hobby distributor. In other words, when you share the message of AdvoCare, you're probably going to be sharing what you do with it. Mm-hmm. And whether you view that as successful or unsuccessful, that's probably going to be the view that you share with somebody. And so whatever that view is, if you're doing hobby distributor activities and you're sharing that with somebody, you may find that you may look up one day and find that you've got several hobby distributors on your team, and you're thinking that, how come they're not doing the business? Well, maybe it's because that was what you spoke, that was what your activities were, so that's what you projected out there, and people will draw to that. Just like if you're really casting big vision and really talking about taking this thing and being specific about where you're going and what you're going to do with this, what it's going to do for your family or what it's going to do for whatever your purpose is, then people will be drawn to that too, right. and they'll bring their dreams and hopes and purposes along with that as well. So, it's really whatever we think is usually what we're going to say, and whatever we say, that's what we're gonna attract.
Exactly. Keep that in mind the whole time we're talking tonight, because that's really valuable for you, and it's good for you to think about. Sometimes it's just a matter of, like I said, defining reality, or thinking again, rethinking what's coming out of my mouth, what's in here, what are people seeing, what are they hearing. Okay, so we are going to talk about the word freedom tonight. Andy already told you that. And I wanted to tell you, if you don't live in Houston, you might not see our particular slides, but when we do a training, when we do a biz op, we have one slide and the word freedom is like huge on the slide, okay? And it's after we've presented who AdvoCare is, after we've presented product testimonies, after we've presented the business stories, what's happening for people. And so people in our meetings have heard unbelievable product testimonies, the foundation of a company that's incredible, all the things you already know about AdvoCare, and then they've seen incomes, and they've seen people, everyday people working full-time jobs, earning income in AdvoCare and working towards their freedom, and the stories are incredible. And so they're, as they're sitting there, they're hearing $5,000 a month stories and $10,000 a month stories and 30 and 40 and 50 and ours, and once we cast that vision of what's possible for them, we start to show them how we get paid, okay? And we have a slide that says freedom. And after that, there's a quote. And the quote says, the stronger you are at sharing advisor, the faster you will get to your freedom, okay? And that's what we want to talk about tonight. And we want you to achieve your freedom, but we want you to understand that there's a reason that we have to really talk about this, because advisor, someone had a question last week about talking about advisor, and like I said, that prompted this too. But we want you to understand something about advisor. Advisor is a decision, okay? It is not a destination. It is not something that when somebody sits down and they say, I want to earn income with AdvoCare, and you've shown them AdvoCare and they're ready to go, that they dictate, well, I think I'll get there 6 months from now. I mean, people can do whatever they want. We know that in AdvoCare. But if you're helping somebody earn income, you need to help them understand that the advisor level is a decision. And it should be the very first decision that they make. It is not a destination. As a matter of fact, I see over and over again people who they, work to get to advisor, and then they go, whew, I'm there. As if that was the destination they were, aiming for. And the work starts after advisor. That's when you're in business. And so we want you to understand that your business starts at advisor. Now, I was thinking about this as we were going to teach this tonight. We're going to talk about the advisor conversation. That there's 3 types of people sitting with us tonight in our living room, Andy. There's those of you who went straight to advisor when you made the decision to do AdvoCare as a business. Okay, you went straight to advisor. Now, I want to clarify just a couple things before I move on. You may have been using products for a long time. You may have been somebody that walked through the process of loving our products and then seeing the business because somebody was faithfully moving you through the process and got you to see more and more about AdvoCare as you were getting results. But when you saw the business for yourself, you went straight to advisor. So I want you to understand that's your advisor story. That's all you have to say. When I saw the 5 ways we get paid, when I saw the way AdvoCare paid and had a need in my family, I went straight to advisor. It's okay that you were a customer first or all of that. That's what most people do, okay? And then some of you went to advisor the day you saw AdvoCare. So I'm putting you in the same category, okay? So that's one type of person, a person who saw the business and went straight to advisor. That was your decision. The second type are those of you who worked your way to advisor, okay? So you saw the business and you saw the benefits, but you did not make the decision to place an advisor order for whatever reason, and you worked your way to advisor, okay? And then there's those of you who are not advisors yet, okay? Now, nothing's ever black and white, but I was thinking through this, and I want you to just kind of put yourself in the position of remembering when you got to advisor and how that all played out. And there are exceptions, like Jana Brown's an exception. Jana Brown reminds me of Danny McDaniel. Okay, same mindset. Saw the business. She's a fantastic leader in our group. We love her to death. The day she saw AdvoCare, she saw freedom. She saw her answer. She saw a way out. She's a single mom. Her husband had been killed in a car accident. She didn't have a college degree. She was financially struggling. And she got presented AdvoCare by her friend Charity Ellis, and I was there with a 2-on-1. Jana saw the whole picture. She saw 10 years down the road. She knew she had a business on her hands. So she was a business builder from day one. She did not have a credit card. All the things that might be just, some people say I can't do advisor when they really can. They just haven't decided to. She really couldn't. She had no funds. She had no credit cards. She even picked up the phone while I was sitting there because she saw the benefits so strongly that she called several people while I was sitting there and asked to borrow the money. And she got no's from them. Okay, so Jana did not go straight to advisor, but she wasn't someone who worked her way there because she thought that would be the better way. Okay, but so I just want you to know that. But out of the 3 types of people, here's what I believe, that most of the people that are sitting in one of those 3 categories made their decision to either place an advisor order or work their way there, or they're not advisors yet because they've decided, at this point to not do either of those 2 things, or they're in the midst of working their way there, partly because of what they believed and partly because of what whoever presented AdvoCare believed. Okay, so follow me here for a minute. And again, Jana was an exception because I was presenting advisor and I believed advisor was the very best decision. It was easy for me to even share that with somebody who was broke because I knew it was true. So what I believed was very strong. Jana believed the same thing. She just couldn't, that's why she picked up the phone and started asking people to borrow the money. So she's an exception to the rule. But there's a lot of people who, when they sit and get advisor presented to them, the person who's presenting it doesn't believe confidently in the advisor level and the $2,100. They're shaky. Their belief is not strong enough yet. And so that's really our goal tonight, right here. Doubt versus belief. If you can get to a place where you understand the value, the benefits of advisor, your rate of getting people to advisor is going to be significantly higher. I mean, kind of like diamond rate. I mean, you might want to talk about that because I know we were gonna mention it.
Well, it's definitely about your belief, and you know, if you're new to AdvoCare and you know, it may be hard to say that $2,100, and you know, but you're going to get $3,000 worth of products, and it's guaranteed, and you know how those things that we throw in there along with the $2,100. But here's the thing: it is about confidence, and it's about what you know in your heart to be true about getting to advisor as soon as possible. You know, it's the fastest and the best way you're going to make the most money on your return. It's going to be your story forever. All of that. But as a new person, you may not have that confidence. What we want to do is try to get you to that point tonight. Statistically, diamonds, the people that diamonds bring into AdvoCare, that introduce into AdvoCare, and we sponsor into AdvoCare, it is 50% of those people come in at the advisor level. And the only thing that you can attribute that to is because as once people get to that level, their belief is strong. They know they know all of the reasons why somebody would want to get to advisor, and they project that, and that's what they speak, and people see that, and so obviously their rate's going to be a little bit higher. But for the average person or for the newer person out there, you have to know. I mean, it has to be a core belief. And one of the things that we do, and we all do this, is we prejudge. We look at somebody, or we even know somebody's. We think we know somebody's circumstances. We think we know that they're not going to have the money, or that they're going to think that we're crazy, or you know, we think. And really, what our job is to present everything and let that person decide what's best for them. And it is hard sometimes, but the prejudging thing is huge. But you have to know down in your core that showing somebody the best way to become an advisor, that top level discount here at AdvoCare, is huge. And it's for their best interest, not for your best interest. It's for their best interest. And for us not to present that with strength and not to show them and tell them, we're doing them a disservice. We're doing them a disservice. We're doing AdvoCare a disservice.
Exactly. Okay, so we're going to go over, what time is it, babe? Almost 9. Okay, so we'll probably go a few minutes over 9 before we get our texted questions. But I want to go over having the advisor conversation. And we won't be able to share everything with you tonight about how to present an advisor. First and foremost, remember, if you're brand new, okay, you have not sat with your leader and heard several presentations, and you're still new at this. I have new people say, how do I talk about advisor? And I always tell them you don't. What you do is you're creating interest and you're bringing me along to show them that. This is once you've gotten past that, though, and you're not using your leader every single presentation. You're doing some of those one-on-ones. And then once you're, more advanced in your business, the advisor conversation happens after you have gotten into someone's life and you have begun that process. You've shown them AdvoCare, and you've asked them what their dreams are, what they hope for, what they need. You know all that, and then you say the first step is getting to advisor. So the advisor conversation happens right up front. Okay, so I'm going to give you some real basic things, but I want you to think through, am I doing this when I share advisor? First of all, when you share advisor, you're just going to look at the person and say, you know what, Andy, based on your goals, based on everything that you said you wanted, our very first step is to get you to advisor. Okay, and what you're going to do there is you're going to share the benefits of advisor. Okay, now Andy might say to me, well, how much does it cost to get into the business? Okay, if he says that, you want to remember you're leading this. Okay, you don't want to get shaken by that. A good response to that is simply something like, you know what, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but first let me show you a few benefits to why you would want to be an advisor, okay? So you just say that and you just move on. Okay? I have that happen to me constantly. How much is it to get in? And I say I'm going to get to that in just a minute. Sometimes I'm presenting all 5 ways we get paid, where I'm actually doing a full presentation about our pay plan. And I might be on the second way to get paid, and they might say, but how much is it? And you keep saying advisor, how much is it? And I'll say, you know what, I'm going to get to that in just a minute. Let me just finish this so you see everything that's available to you and how you make money as an advisor. Okay, so it's just simply a matter of moving past that question. Okay, because you always want to show the benefits before you show the cost. The same thing we do with our products. So you're going to share with them that it's the deepest discount, the 40% discount. You're going to talk about the fact that until a person is an advisor, they are only able to earn income 2 of the 5 ways we get paid. So you're going to let them know this opens up all 5 ways to get paid. Now, I'm going to give you just a couple of hints. Remember, we taught you how to use this book last week. And again, if you're brand new, this is just a beginning introduction to AdvoCare. But I want you to be able to do everything on your own as soon as possible. I want you to always use third-party credibility and understand our system. Don't be going out and present an advisor on day 1, like I said. But the sooner you can do this more confidently, the better. So when you get to this advisor level here, you're going to talk about all that. You might even get your sponsor on the phone. But what I also want to show you is as you show them the fact that when they get to this advisor level, the business level, they have the ability to earn income 5 ways. You might have your magazine here. I always stick these pieces of paper in the magazine and have them with me, okay? So look at what these papers are. Rookie bonus structure, okay? $20,000 is staring them right in the face. And this is available for brand new advisors. And so you want to be able to have that piece of paper, because remember, sometimes people do it at that moment, but sometimes they don't. So you've got to go ahead and immediately present this to them. And again, your income disclosure statement is always about casting vision, showing them what's possible. Okay, so you want this stuff available to them so that they're not saying, well, I know I want to make money, but next month I'll do advisor. Again, we got to be able to be prepared to show them why advisor is so important right up front. Okay, so those are the things that are important. Now, we talked about already that your belief is going to matter in all of this, but also your story is going to matter, okay? And this is hands down something that you want to make sure you're very clear on, that you know how to share your advisor story, because everybody that you talk to is going to say, well, what did you do? How fast did you get there? Okay? If you worked your way there, you keep that answer very, very short. You know, I worked my way there in 11 days. I got there in 11 days and I earned this much in this much time. If you placed your advisor order, you're obviously at an advantage, because you're going to say to them, you know what, I saw all the benefits of advisor and I went straight to the top immediately so I could earn income all 5 ways and have maximum profit. Okay? But they will ask you. I promise you. So if you have a major decision yet, maybe tonight helps you understand that if you place your advisor order, you're starting off stronger, because that story will carry 10, 15, 20 years down the road as you're recruiting anybody. But if you did work your way there, there's power in that. If you have to do it that way, don't feel like, oh no, I'm not going to be successful. It's not the best way, but it is a way. And I love that about AdvoCare. There's options and it offers both ways. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know what you were fixing to say, but there's an option as far as sharing how to get to advisor too. Why don't you tell them about the tools that are available that they can let somebody watch?
Absolutely.
Shows them how to get to advisor. That's using third-party credibility.
Yep, and if y'all just know that on meettheteam.info, which we have our presentation there, so if you're using that team presentation in order to show AdvoCare, there's also the advisor movie right on that page, so you could sit and let them watch that and have that movie do the talking for you, especially when you're new. There's also several different videos to help you understand and learn and get the language inside of you on how to do what we're talking about. So let me give you all of that right now too. On teambelief.biz, our team site, there's a tab that says Steps for New Distributors. You know what that tab is for, actually? It's for a new distributor to follow alongside their leader so they know what they're supposed to be doing, so they know what their steps are. And it's also for you, if you're brand spanking new and you recruit a friend, instead of thinking I have to remember everything, you can say, here are the steps that we're supposed to be walking through together. You know, I'll help you. And so under Steps for New Distributors, there's videos on how to get to advisor. Okay, so those are really important things for you. I also want to mention that on our Mixer tab on our website, it says Mixers and teaches you how to do a mixer. There's actually a very short audio training from the president and CEO of Advocare talking about having the advisor conversation. He's saying some of the same exact stuff I'm saying too, but it's another place you can go back to, a resource you can go back to, okay? As a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about something that's on that video, or on that audio right now before we close up and go to Q&A. Somebody has said yes, we're moving them into their first step of business, we're showing them the advisor order, okay? This is the way we do it. This is the way we believe that you should do it. This has been highly successful for Advocare distributors across the nation. Don't doubt this. Have some belief in this, okay? What we do is we say, there's two ways to get there. I'm going to show you the best way first. And you just simply, and I'll just flip this over. Y'all have seen this so many times in your Advocare career, probably, but you simply start writing on a piece of paper, here's what it looks like. That's what I like to say. Here's what it looks like. And some people do these in different orders, but basically I like to say what you do is you're going to place what's called an advisor order, okay? And that's starting at the top. So that's the language I use. And I use the word get. What you get for that is $3,000 worth of products, okay? So that's inventory to start your business. It's like a sack of seeds that you're going to start planting into the people that you know to get product testimonies and results and get people interested in Advocare. You can quantify that. You've already told them about the 24-day challenge program and the core products. You can say, you know, for us in our group, we like to use Catalyst with all 24-day challenges. So I just quantify it and say that's about 13 people on the 24-day challenge. Can you think of 12 people you know, and then you'll swallow one yourself, and that opens their mind to, wow, this won't be that hard. Okay, and then I say what it will cost you, or your investment, or I say out of your pocket will be $2,100. Okay, that's a 30% discount in order to achieve the 40%. So what happens after you place this order is that you get to the 40% advisor level and you have a maximum potential profit of $900 because I'm going to help you move this order off your shelf. Okay, does that make sense? So that's all. You just say, does that make sense? And then this is what I do. This is your training for tonight. I just say, is that something you're capable of doing? And then I stop. It's like if I could, I would lock my lips, okay? And I don't talk. And here's why. I need to respect that person. I need to give them some moments to think through their life, to think through their goals, to think through their finances. Sometimes when I'm quiet, I literally almost can see that a person is thinking about their checking account or what they have, you know. And what a new distributor does is they take it away from them real fast. They go, but you don't have to do that. It's okay if you don't do that. You could also work your way there in 6 weeks. You know, all you have to do is 500. And they start saying all kinds of things that completely freezes a person from making this decision. And yet they have dreams and hopes in their business of being successful. So it's really going to help you so much if tonight you begin that practice of just saying, let me show you the best way to get there. It's called placing an advisor order. That's starting your business at the top, the strongest way possible. It gives you maximum profit, right? You start with the deepest discount and maximum profit, and here's what it looks like. And you just write it down. You get $3,000 worth of product, that's inventory, and you explain what I said. Out of your pocket is $2,100. And what happens then is you're at the 40% discount level. You're an advisor eligible to earn income all 5 ways. where I'm going to help you move that order off your shelf and for a maximum profit. Now, the reason we say maximum profit is because they will be swallowing some product. But that's all you do, and then you get quiet. And I heard this tip once, and this might help you for somebody who says, I want to do that, but I just don't know if I can stay quiet. I just start talking. I heard this tip once from a diamond distributor, and she's such an awesome person, and she said that she would do that, and then she would say, excuse me, I'm just going to use the restroom. And she would just excuse herself from the room and use the restroom to give that person some time to think. And for her not to hop in and take it away from them. Because honestly, you're taking away their dream if you do that. You're taking away their quick success. And so that's a great thing to start with. After a while, you will not be uncomfortable. You will be confident that you're doing the right thing. Okay? Now, there's so many other things we could train here now. But what I want you to know is if a person says to you, oh, there's no way I can do that. I can't do that. You know, any kind of response like that. First of all, you've got a couple of things that I think are really great for you to say. One of them is, let me ask you again, Andy, just to clarify, do you understand the benefits of getting to advisor? Do you understand that that's the beginning of your business and that's how you can earn income all 5 ways? And they say,
yes.
Okay, good, because I want to make sure you understand that, okay, because it is the best way. And if they say, yeah, but I still can't, you say, okay, fair enough. But you don't want to right away go, okay, never mind. You want to ask them, make sure they understand the benefits of that. Make sure they understand. Tell me a little bit about why you can't. Another great question, okay, is tell me a little bit about why you can't. Sometimes somebody will say, well, I really could, but what if, I'm a little nervous that what if I don't do well? Well, you know where to go with that conversation, okay? Because this is a satisfaction guaranteed, you're going to help that person, etc. So sometimes slow down and just ask a few questions. Mm-hmm. But if by the end of all that, they are not able to do it, you're just going to go ahead and say, well, okay, that's great. Let me show you the next best thing to do. And then from there, what you're going to do, and I don't have it drawn out, but you're going to say we're going to place a $500 retail order, okay? And that's called a qualifying order. And you begin to let them know what's going to happen then. This is going to give you $500 worth of products. That's a 24-day challenge that you can put in your own body so you can feel and get results and start your product testimony. If they've been on products for a while, then you can say that's $500. That's 2 people that we can move those 24-day challenges right into the bodies of 2 friends that you have. And we're going to begin working together. You're going to put me to work, and we're going to begin working together to get you the rest of the way there. Okay, so it's that $500 order. Now, I want to caution you on this right here, because you've given them a 25% discount level. You've gotten them in qualification for advisor. They've got their 500 rule met, and it's going to count towards advisor. So you're going to tell them all that, and then you've got to get in front of somebody right away. So many new distributors think that as long as they've got a $500 order in, they're safe for the pay period. And they're talking about the next pay period, and it again completely freezes up a new person. It's who can we talk to right now and share AdvoCare with, okay? So that's the second best way. Now, this is what you don't want to do. And a lot of new distributors will go to this default, okay? They finally get where they can do this, and if someone says no, they say, well, you know what, that's okay, you can do the $79. Let's just get you in the system. Okay, mm-hmm. A $79 distributor kit does 0 good for anybody. If I know someone who only has $79, I'd rather them buy some product and start swallowing it to begin their business than to just have a kit and no volume and no product or anything. Okay, so just remember that that's just because of that last page, belief. Your belief is low, and so you just default to the $79. So we want to get to a place where we can show the advisor order. They can't do it, show the $500 order. Remember, in AdvoCare, there are 2 ways to get there, because we are such an incredible business opportunity and no one is left behind. Okay? We do not force advisor orders on people, and we do not tell them they will not be successful if they don't place one. We do not tell people it's advisor or nothing. Okay? I'm just giving you the benefits and showing you how to speak with strength so that you can begin your business strong, so that you can help other people, okay? Because if you'll watch your wording, you're going to have so much more success. Here's what we do in AdvoCare. We move people to the advisor level. To build your business to freedom, you have got to find people who hear what you have to say, who share what they want, and who make a decision to move forward and to take action. You're working with people who are willing to make the decision to get to advisor, okay? That's who you can help. So you want to just make sure that you articulate in the best way possible to help people make that decision. If you've been in AdvoCare for a period of time now and you have no advisors in your group and nothing's moving forward, let us help you by just figuring out what's holding you back, because it's something about your belief and what's holding you back. Or you're telling, there's something going on, because people should see advisor. Advisor makes complete sense for anybody that wants to earn any income here. So remember, belief, action, decision, and moving people forward. One tip before we get to the questions. Our pay period ends August 6th, okay? Success School is the following pay period. They always announce a new incentive at Success School, okay? But in order for your volume, right, your business volume that's going to make you win a trip or anything that they announce, in order for that volume to begin to count, you have to be a fully qualified advisor. So everybody who becomes an advisor by August 6th will be stepping into the new pay period when they announce the newest incentive trip as an advisor. So everything will count. Everything. So get as many people as you can to understand that. Share the message this week until August 6th with clarity, with strength, all the things we talked about. Use your leader, but get out there and let people know what's in it for them to be an advisor. And we're going to take Q&A, but I do want you to know that Success School is all that's on our mind. It's all that's on our mind, and we truly believe that some people that have not yet said yes to Success School are still coming. From the West Coast, the East Coast, from Florida, all the way around, we know that there's some of you that have not committed yet, that we want you to make that decision and get that plane ticket or get that babysitter if you live in Houston and have to drive, whatever it is, and get your ticket. So just tonight, the price of Success School is $239. If you enrolled after July 1st, it's $189. If you are one of the first 3 people to text, let's text my phone, 281-744-9899. If you're one of the first 3 people to text me your name and your email, you can have a $129 ticket from us, a $129 ticket. So the first 3 people to do that, and then we're going to get to the Q&A. Okay?
You bet.
Okay.
That's it. And again, the number for the Q&A is 281.
None? Oh, there's none?
No.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Again, the number is 281-844-4591.
Okay, so we'll wait just a minute to see if anybody has any questions that they want answered with Andy's phone. And if you want a Success School ticket for $129, text my phone, 281-744-9899. All right, we'll wait a minute. I'm going to sing Happy Birthday while we're waiting for tags.
I will add one thing, honestly, guys. If you're already an advisor and you're new and you're just building your business, go on those sites that Karen talked about and watch a couple of different one of those clips about how to get to advisor and having the advisor order. And the reason is because if you've been talking to somebody of somebody's own products and they're thinking about maybe taking a look at this advisor order thing, have them watch that. Let Danny or Matt explain how to get to advisor, all the different scenarios, why it's in their best interest. Let them explain all of that. And so that whenever you sit down to have that conversation with them, they already know. They already know all the benefits. They already know all of their options on how to do it. And then at that point, you're talking apples and apples. And you know, you're not really trying to explain the 500 rule. They'll already have the 500 rule in lock. So it's just it's a great tool. It's letting a third party really show them and explain to them how to do it. They can hit rewind and listen to it as many times as they can. But when they sit down with you, they'll have a crystal clear idea about what they want to do and how they want to do it. Sometimes they'll have a plan written out. They'll have the name. They'll have names written out. They'll be ahead of the curve on getting to advisor. And it's a great asset that we have.
I'm going to have you switch. Okay, I have a question. We're going to walk right through something. Somebody's asking about the $500 order, the qualifying order, and explain that again, so I'm going to do that. And let me point you to a couple of websites. Again, if you go to teambelief.biz, that's our team website, and you go under steps for new distributors, one of the steps for new distributors is get to advisor ASAP. And so I have a link that gets you to a video on how to get to advisor. Now that's a 30-minute video where Danny McDaniel draws out all the discount levels. He draws out all the different ways to work your way to advisor or get to advisor, and it's 30 minutes long. So I really encourage you, if you don't know those rules yet, to watch how to get to advisor. I'm sending you through our website so you're familiar with our website, but that takes you to advocaretraining.com under the video section. Now, there's also a video there that Andy was talking about, and that is, you know, how to get to advisor, where it's an advisor movie, so that's good for you to show a prospect. But let me explain to you one of the rules about Advocare. When you're moving to advisor, the goal is $3,000 retail, okay? So we know that if you place an advisor order, you already have achieved that. But if you are working your way to advisor, okay, if you're working your way to advisor, you're able to do that within 1, 2, or 3 consecutive pay periods, okay? And you'll have to ask the leader. Our pay periods are on a calendar the 1st and the 3rd Tuesday of every month, okay? But there's a few rules. If you're working your way to advisor, there's some qualifying rules. And one of the qualifying rules, okay, it's a qualifying rule in Advocare, is that when you're working your way to advisor during these pay periods, each pay period that you're working your way to advisor, you have to have at least $500 of retail, what's called personal volume, okay? Now, personal volume is any products that you order yourself, any products that retail customers order online on your website, or any products that a new distributor that you enroll orders that's less than $500. So let's say somebody enrolls, they're a 20% customer and they order $100. That would count towards this. However, what we were explaining to you is that the best way to explain what to do if somebody can't place an advisor order is that somebody actually places this order themselves, gets themselves the $500 personal volume. So let's just draw it out. Let's say here's the person. If they place a $500 order, it gets them some inventory, and they have met the 500 rule. So they are now in qualification for advisor. Now, I want to let you know something. You can do it in 1, 2, or 3 consecutive pay periods. And here's a mistake that a lot of distributors make. when they're explaining advisor, they tell people, yeah, you have 6 weeks. You have 3 pay periods to get to advisor. That does not do a new business builder any favors, because it's drudgery. It's discouraging. It's slow. They are creating no momentum by doing part of it and then waiting until the next pay period, etc. So that's the language that's coming out of people's mouths that's slowing down a brand new person. And they're figuring, well, if I have 6 weeks, I guess it's probably best to take 6 weeks, and that's where we see people who keep trying to get to advisor, but they're like a little rat on a wheel and they never get there. Okay, so even if I have somebody working towards advisor, I tell them, here's what the best thing to do. Let's get your 500 rule taken care of, and then let's go ahead and work together and get you there in 1 pay period. We won't even think about those 2. We're going to get you there fast. And here's what happens. If you can get that to happen, what they're doing is introducing you to the people they know. They're starting to have little victories. They're sharing products and people are saying yes. They're enrolling somebody, and all of a sudden they get this momentum going, and maybe 6 or 7 or 8 days later, they're an advisor and they understand this business works if they will just put people in front of you. So it actually is very, very good if somebody can't do advisor order, and you have to do this, if they will get into action. You cannot bring people to the table for a distributor. They have to bring them to you. So if you can do this, that's what will happen. Now let me show you a couple of scenarios. Here's a great scenario. They place their $500 order. You begin to do a few appointments with them. You show them how to get appointments set, and somebody that they know places an advisor order. Well, this person becomes an advisor because they placed an advisor order, and your distributor, because they met the 500 rule, is able to capture this, and they become an advisor also. So if somebody places a $500 order and you say, who do you know that could use what we have, that would be excited about what you see and you're excited about, let's go talk to them together. You have this as a great scenario. So that's a possibility. Now, another likely possibility is that your person places a $500 order and they find 5 people that copy them. Now, you've got to do appointments for this. And you've got to get in front of multiple people for this to happen, right? They can't go do it alone. So you've got to get busy working for your distributor. And then the very last thing I'll just show you on that question is we do have 3 pay periods. But what I do is I draw this out and I write August 6th. This is the wording. We have all the way until August 6th to get you your 3,000. Who do you know? And we begin, and they place their 500, and let's say they have another person who copies them, and then somebody else orders 100, and the end of the pay period happens, and they have 1,100. Did they make it to advisor? No. But it's okay. You get them going here, but you spell out the date again, and you say, okay, August 20th. We are going to finish by August 20th. And then you now remember they have to meet the 500 rule again. So that's where you really don't want it to keep dragging out, okay? And then you say, who do you know? And you finish up, okay? All right, Andy, do you have another question?
We do. Miss Jana Brown has a question.
Hey, Jana. And
here it is. If the time available with the prospect is short, say you have like a 1-hour meeting, what are some key questions to ask that will help get to the root of why they would want or need to do Advocare as a business?
Wow, that is just a great question, Jana. Okay, let me think of, I always start my meetings with connection. And so for the first maybe 10 minutes at least, or even a little bit longer, I typically am asking them questions about themselves, about their family, about their job, and if they own a business, I start asking them questions about their business. So a lot of times my key questions are going to be geared towards what I heard, but I'm never going to not do a presentation. So one of the things that you want to think about is that you are you are there for a purpose. And so up front, it's really important, first of all, that you understand why you're there. You know, if they're very clear on, yes, I'm interested in hearing about your business, versus the prospect your new distributor didn't tell them too much, you know, and you're not there. Like sometimes I've been to appointments where I have to kind of get that out. So like, tell me what got us here to this point. Why are we sitting here? And so you ask those kind of questions. But once you know that they are interested in the business, I connect with them enough that I know enough about their life. And then I say, I'm going to show you some things and just walk you right through a presentation so you know more about what we have to offer, and you can see what Advocare looks like and what's available for you. And then I walk them right through a typical presentation where I am, sharing some DVD clips, etc. And then I'm walking them right through our pay plan. And then at the end of it, I'm typically using that income disclosure statement. And I ask them to look at it and tell me, where their eyes fall. And once they share that with me, I'm asking them what that money would do for their life. Now of course I should have heard already some of the things that that money could do for their life, but I want them to start articulating that more and more and more. And again, it's real funny. I did a phone call with someone yesterday who said, my goals are, and just laid them right out. Talked to somebody today who said, I've always wanted to be home from my job, work from home, and he knew exactly what he wanted. Many people don't. And so you have to draw it out of them by saying things like, well, if you could earn this much money in Advocare, what would that do for your life? What would be the first thing that you would use that money for? Things like that. How fast do you want to earn income is a very good question, because it tells you right away whether someone really wants to get into action or not. The person that I talked to today had all those goals, and then I said, how fast do you want to earn income? And he said, well, I was thinking of waiting until next month. Well, that gives me a good indication that my job's done. I asked a few more questions, but I really suggested he got on some products until then. So those are the kind of questions that I would begin to ask. Hope that answers your question. That's it? Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for Team Time. We'll be back here next Sunday night. God bless you. Thanks for joining us.